What's up, everybody? Welcome to WFSO Aftermath, also WFSO Bucks Talk. We're going to talk about, of course, yesterday's embarrassing game of the Bucks and Nuggets. We're going to talk about that. My very first Royal Rumble experience. We'll talk about that and all the matches that happened on Saturday. And shocking things happened. And plus, I guess we can talk about a little bit of Monday Night Raw as well. So we can do that. Also, wrestling news. We can get to that and some stuff that's going on this week in wrestling and stuff like that. Before we do go on, we do want you to check out the website of wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com. We kind of just updated like stuff that's going on. Well, in a couple hours, it'll end up being February. So yeah, interesting that. Um, Also, like upcoming events and like who's gonna like make appearances and stuff at certain beds. So you can check that out on the website as well. I'm gonna update like videos tonight about on the website from the stuff we were doing last week. And I didn't do Women's Wrestling Wednesday last week, but for you guys, I'm gonna do two of them this Wednesday. So that would be make it interesting. And don't know what two videos I'm gonna pick yet, but we'll see sooner or later what am I gonna choose. But hey girl, and my dog will be here. Sweet girl. But like I'm saying, just like we talk about wrestling news, and all that good stuff. So let's talk about my first Royal Rumble experience. Um, Hazel said wrestling. Um, like experience of going to the show, and normally they do something like they have like a big weekend of stuff going on, which it didn't. They had like a meet and greet with the Miz that morning, but I knew I was who I was with. We wasn't gonna make it there in time. It would have been too late because like we left at 8 in the morning and ended up showing. Although the reason it was it was that long is because we made like a couple of stops, but getting there was long, but coming back was actually kind of quick. So yeah, it ended up being like maybe like 5.5 hours then compared to like nearly 6 from getting there. So yeah, crazy enough. Um, experienced my first Royal Rumble like the show and all was pretty good. Um, like I said, I like the matches got me interested in it, and there's some of the crowd was going on that was that was in there. It didn't really like packed up until maybe after the first match. Then it just really started, pack up and stuff. And shockingly, there was no pre-show for the event, which I'm very surprised because normally they start with a pre-show or a pre-show match, but they didn't happen. So what happened was that I guess they was talking for that whole hour, and I think nobody wasn't interested in like. Although we couldn't hear them or anything like that, but I think like some of you fans wasn't interested on them talking for like a whole hour, just talking about the match. Half hour maybe, but not like an whole hour just talking about the matches and stuff like that. But yeah, um, So it was good. There were some people behind me just kept me like laughing and laughing, and apparently some of them didn't see like watch WWE in months, and for another person, and they ain't watch it in years. So they were just like, "Hey, if Royal Rumble comes to town, can't miss it. You gotta like go to it." So I'm glad that they at least did have like one big pay per view like the Royal Rumble in the Midwest. So we know next year they'll have WrestleMania in LA, and I thought about that, but um, I'm gonna wait until maybe 2 years or so just to check out. But first of all, there's like a couple of places that I want to see, want to go to and see, like wherever SummerSlam's going to be and whatever Survivor Series is going to be, because them the only two that I haven't went to yet. And hopefully they make it like a have a bigger weekend and stuff like that. Because if it's just going to be like just one day of meet and greets or whatever the case may be. But then again, they're trying to put most of their shows like on Saturday, and there's gonna be a few of them. Like let's see, I think the May show will be Sunday, and the June show in Chicago will be on the Sunday. So don't know what's going on. So I'm going to see at least like two pay-per-views this year. So saw the Royal Rumble, then the other one that's going to be in Chicago, but we know there's going to be no pay-per-views in Milwaukee until maybe within the next year or two we might get one. And plus, like with construction, like around the Deer District, like with the new hotel that's going to be done, the beginning of next year, and with the Wisconsin Center expanding, which that won't be done until the beginning of 2024. And plus, possibility maybe like 2025 and above, we're probably will hopefully we end up getting the NBA All Star game, which would be very cool. Would be something good to see. I know there was some talks with like some of the owners and stuff like that, maybe getting the NHL All Star game here, which would be like it could be interesting. And plus, like probably all the stuff like around that time would be done with, and they put everything like up, but they still didn't mention anything about the Bradley's, not where the Bradley Center used to be, where that spot is going to be. Only thing they mentioned is like it's probably gonna be like another like either hotel or like apartment buildings, and maybe a movie theater. That's what they said, but we don't know yet. Um, but yeah, interesting and more interesting as it gets to. And the funny thing is that they finally opened up the avenue where the eateries and stuff is going to be at. So that's good. That's a good time for them to open up. It's in case some people want to stay like around downtown area for the weekend. They can just go to the avenue and just like get like a bite to eat and whatever selections of food that they want to get. Especially, it'd be good for like Brewers games, because people stay down here, and they always have like two games they face against like the same team, or three games or four games, wherever the case may be. I didn't look at the schedule yet, but a friend of mine wants to go to a Cubs game when they face. That would be interesting. But trying to get more. I'm gonna try to go to at least like some more games for the Brewers, like I'm doing with the Bucks right now. I'm going to tomorrow's game when they go against the Washington Wizards. So it's just good, like to catch. Although it'd be fun, to go to, you know, like have like a the 10 ticket package that I was gonna go through, but it ended up being like a little bit too much. So what I did, what I put that deposit, like that $100 deposit, is some of y'all know that to go see the Minnesota Timberwolves play against the Bucks, and good game. And shockingly, Minnesota won that game. I think I went to a December game too, but I can't remember like who it was. But the January game, I probably got to look on profile or whatever. So I do got the pictures and stuff. But I do we did went to like January's game this month's game. It was against Toronto. We lost that one too. But I know that December game I went to, they won. Just can't think who it was. Um, and of course, like tomorrow, which will be next month, it will be they're going against the Washington Wizards, which is they trying to fight to like being the play in right now. So yeah. Um, but back to the Royal Rumble, like the matches and stuff like that. They kicked it off with the Universal Championship match, and of course Roman Reigns came out, but the Usos are barred from ringside. Um, Seth Rollins came out, especially he came to the crowd wearing this old Shield gear, which was very cool. Um, it was good. It was good because of how the match went and all played out and stuff. Although Seth Rollins won by disqualification, but there's a chance he can probably go for the rematch for the Universal title. Although, as y'all saw earlier, that he's been set up to go for the Universal title. um, There's a show on. It's starting to get a little bit interesting, but like with me, like there's certain like crime shows that I'm interested in, so that's pretty good. Um, Roman Reigns had put Seth Rollins in the chokehold. It wasn't a triangle choke, but it was like a chokehold. He Seth Rollins reached to the ropes, and they trying to get Roman Reigns off of him. He wouldn't let go, so they disqualified Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins won the match by disqualification. And Roman Reigns ended up beating Seth Rollins with the chair like multiple times, and but yeah, it was just crazy. Um, so Seth Rollins won by disqualification. Um, the next up was the women's Royal Rumble match. And this is gonna be a little bit tricky though, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit of story about something else that happened during the next match in a minute. But the Royal Rumble match, it was pretty good, and I know some people were complaining about they had put in Melina, although she does some done some wrestling for NWA that she been doing lately, but they haven't put on that much about it, and I don't know if she's still there. I'm just surprised they didn't promote that too. That she was like still wrestling for like NWA, but she wasn't in there that long, maybe for like a minute, and Sasha Banks like threw her out. Then I guess it's like everybody it start getting good and stuff, and like some people was upset like with the with the Mickey James thing. I think she came in at number 22 or something like that. I'm not sure, but she ended up being in there. She came with the Knockouts title, and they did play her thing for TNA. Well, I mean, Impact, which is good. She ended up getting eliminated by Lita, which some people was trying to explain like she had a good showing and she they rather see her get eliminated by Lita than any young and upcoming star or anybody that you know that's young or whatever. Like Aaliyah has been in there for a long time, so that was pretty good. Um, I forgot who I forgot who eliminated her. I think it was Charlotte that eliminated her. But then, shockingly, it was like Ronda Rousey came out. I think she was number 28. So yeah, it was like the crowd reacted like probably like one of the biggest pops there was that night. Well, yeah. With it ended up being down to two, like with Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey eliminated Charlotte and ended up, winning the match. So Ronda Rousey did win the Women's Royal Rumble this year, which I kind of predicted that it was going to be a dark horse that's going to win this match. And like I said, I didn't know anything about her like showing up like while I was talking to you guys like late Friday night, early Saturday morning. Like I didn't know anything about like her showing up, but I'm just hearing like rumors that she probably was. So I'm saying it'll be that random person like the dark horse that's going to win this match, which was ended up being Ronda Rousey. But there was a few more surprises, like Cameron that came back, was on there. Michelle McCool had like a good showing. Kelly, she wasn't in there that long, and there was just a few. We were thinking there was gonna be like more like open doors that they was gonna do, but unfortunately, that's not gonna happen. But I think they probably will work with Mickey James again for the Royal Rumble next year. Was a be pretty good. Um, and especially like with like that incident that happened with her, like when they fired her, they sent her stuff in a garbage bag, and yeah, just it's just idiotic. But anyways, um, during the next match after that women's Royal Rumble match was the Raw Women's Championship match, Doudrop versus Becky Lynch. The WrestleMania sign caught on fire. Yeah, it did caught on fire. Like it wasn't like a major like fire. It was like sparks like was happening in the inside. Like it just got like overloaded that could have like made like a bigger issue than it did. So they quickly took it down. They fire extinguisher. They used that and they tried to fix it up and stuff like that. They had to have people move from the area when there was people sitting down there and like down there in the ground. They was fixing the sign and they did what they did. Um, Also, I experienced my very first in-person Karen moment. Oh my goodness. It is this woman with her, I think it was her daughter and her mom. I guess they all came to my role just to get to sit down. So of course there was like two seats right there, and there was one that was not. It was the guy and his mom were just sitting there, but the woman that I called her Karen, she got all upset and saying, "Hey, that's our seats," and blah blah blah. and like he was like whatever, just sitting there, and she was like showing him like right in his face, like not like that close in his face, but like right in his face that those are her seats and whatever. Like that's where we sitting at and stuff. So they got to arguing back and forth because I know she was trying to get mainly like got on his nerves and stuff like that. And I know some people was gonna say like, why did he sit there then? Like I don't know. So they move and well they were just like the black guy and the Karen was like calling each other names, like saying like you need some sense. Like he's like I got some sense. So it was just like overload crazy and like bananas at the same time. So the black guy and his mom had moved, and she finally get the sat down or whatever. And I'm just surprised they ain't try to go on their own road like to sit down. Just insane. But anyways, it was just like doing the waiting and burying yourself and being a Karen and having that moment. Um, it was not good and not a good look for her and stuff like that. So yeah, crazy enough. But back to the match though. It was a little bit interesting match. Becky finished the match off with doing the manhandle slam from the top rope and pinning Dewdrop 1, 2, 3. So as you know, Becky did retain her title. I'm trying to think. The next match was the WWE Championship match. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, and like that was like going on and stuff. It was like these guys in back of me were like telling like whole bunch of jokes and stuff like that. It was just like interesting. Um, like I said, like one of them it didn't watch it since the summer, and they didn't. The other didn't see it in like few years. So yeah, crazy enough. Um, but yeah, it was a good match back and forth, but it didn't. It was like maybe like about almost a 10-minute match. Then it looks like Brock Lesnar was about to finish Bobby Lashley out. Roman Reigns came in, spear Brock, asked Paul Heyman for the WWE title, took the title, and Roman Reigns bashed Rock with it, and Paul Heyman left with Roman Reigns. So that was like a betrayal. So shockingly, that happened. Um, Bobby got the pin 1, 2, 3, and Bobby Lashley, the new WWE champion, which I was wrong about. Brock Lesnar was going to retain or whatever, but because I thought they probably gonna have him defend it at Elimination Chamber and he was gonna lose it then, but that didn't happen. So it ended up being um, Bobby winning it, and now he's gonna be defending it at the Elimination Chamber with Brock being in the match. Um, let's see, the Edge, Beth Phoenix versus Miz and Maurice. I nearly forgot about that match. I thought they were gonna jump to the main event, but they didn't. So it ended up being that tag match. And Maurice, like, although we know we've seen her wrestle like in the past, but we don't know like from like the past couple of matches that she had that we were just thinking like I think she's just taking it easy and stuff like that. But nope, she actually did good, and like she did a I don't know if it was a her Karana on Edge, but Yeah, it was good, and she held her own, and they finished the match off with the double spear on the Miz, both Edge and Beth. Then they both did, the Glamazon move. Well, Beth's finisher on both Miz and Ruiz, and Edge pinned Miz 1, 2, 3, and that was it. And now the men's Royal Rumble match, which it was good, but we didn't see not that many so it was like maybe like two surprises that they had, and we thought they was going to have more surprises, but it really wasn't that much surprises, but just the two. One of them was Bad Bunny, and yeah, he made his move, so it was pretty good. He lasted in there for like a little bit, maybe like 10, 15 minutes. And Shane McMahon, yeah, he was in the Royal Rumble match. Um, but both, I think Bad Bunny and Shane McMahon, I think they both did end up getting eliminated by Brock. But yeah, and Drew McIntyre made his return, which is interesting. So I think what they're gonna do with like Drew McIntyre, I guess that feud with him and Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss isn't over yet. So I know they're gonna continue with that. Oh yeah, mishap that happened. Kofi Kingston was supposed to be off the top rope and hit the barricade. Was supposed to hold on to it, but both of his feet did end up touching. So they tried to play that off, but they knew there was no way that they could. So he was eliminated. And I think Kofi Kingston was supposed to be in there longer than that. So yeah, that was a screw up. Um, but like I said, Brock came in at number 30. I wouldn't say it was like a pretty shocker or anything like that, but because I know some people was thinking like, why did he need to just win and stuff? I agree. He didn't need to be in the Royal Rumble match or anything like that. He really didn't. Because it could have been, there could have been ways that they could, have him like go against, Roman Reigns, but that's who he picked to face when he was on Raw earlier and wanted the rematch with Bobby Lashley tonight. But but we'll talk about like Raw in a minute. But yeah, it ended up coming down to Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. You know how that fiasco goes. So it didn't last for like a couple of minutes, but Brock did eliminate Drew McIntyre, and it ended up being Brock winning the match. And the WrestleMania sign did work with the pyro and stuff. So yeah, and where I was sitting at, I was like maybe on the. You see that WrestleMania sign? Like I wasn't there, but I was like on the like I was on the same side as the WrestleMania sign, but I was like over. Like just say I'm looking towards at you, and the WrestleMania sign is like. Just to say it's like right here. If y'all can see my finger on. Well, I probably got to use my other finger for this one. Just say it was right here, and I was like over on this side, like on the same side as the WrestleMania sign, but like on the left. If you was looking like straight at me, but yeah, and it was a cameraman right there too. Was just looking at yeah, he was just like filming like other people from that area. So yeah, crazy enough. Um, so that was it for the Royal Rumble. I wish we would have stayed like we knew where they were staying at. I would have went there, but unfortunately, like the friends that I was with, they wanted to go back to the hotel and sleep. But yeah, um, I guess we can talk about a little bit of Monday Night Raw before we get to like wrestling news. Um, of course, last I mentioned, Ampere's put Brock into the Elimination Chamber earlier when he wanted to challenge Lashley for his rematch. So, because Brock Lesnar explained like, oh, excuse me, he's going to choose Roman Reigns, but it's going to be for a title for title. And he said that's where Bobby comes in, and he wanted that match, right there. So instead of that happening, ended up being elimination. He ended up being in the elimination chamber match. Um, uh, God, Riddle and Chad Gable had like a scooter race. Though it looks like it was very long, and there was like some funny segments that they did with that. But Rhea Ripley went against Nikki Ash. Rhea Ripley did win the match. Um, what happened? I know Bianca Belair went against Carmella, and she won that match. Um, Dominique went against. Yeah, who he went against? Oh yeah, I think it was Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph Ziggler beat him. No. Dolph Ziggler went against Angelo Dawkins, and Angelo Dawkins did win, but I can't even remember who Dominic Mysterio went against. But he ended up losing. I can't even think like who it was. Then Kevin Owens ended up going against Austin Theory, and Austin Theory won that match. Um, for Austin Theory, Kevin Owens, it was for the qualifier. And but before that, Kevin Owens had like a segment with the KO show with Seth Rollins as his guest, and did a big announcement that Seth Rollins was going to be in the elimination chamber, and Kevin Owens was trying to get him to tell Adam Pearce like put him in the match too instead of having the qualifier. But I guess we know how that happened. Um, there was only like two qualifying matches that they did, and the rest of them was just like they was just like the other two, like with Brock and Seth Rollins, they just put in. But we know Austin Theory, yeah, he beat Kevin Owens, and kind of like the main event match they did was Rey Mysterio versus AJ Styles for that final spot. Oh yeah, but before that, Riddle and Otis went in the qualifier match too, so it was three. I'm sorry, and but before that, the race like it was very close. Like Riddle was almost there until Otis came out of nowhere and body bumped him and cost him the win. And Chad Gable did won the race. Um, then that match happened, and it ended up being Riddle that ended up winning, and it's in the elimination chamber. But before we go into that AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio main event, it was rumored that Matt Riddle was supposed to win the Rumble match, but they changed their minds according to sources that it was a week before it was like the week before the Rumble they decided to go with Brock. So for like weeks they was deciding like yeah Riddle's gonna win, but changed their mind and went with Brock like last week. So yeah, um, yeah, the Rey Mysterio AJ Styles match. It was a good match, although you just wish that match would have been a little bit longer, but that didn't happen, AJ Styles ended up winning the match and defeating Rey Mysterio. So AJ Styles is now in the chamber. Um, not well, yeah. The last segment that they had was Ronda Rousey. She came in and she was like so undecided on who she wanted to go against. Like, is either Charlotte or Becky. So crazy enough that Becky came out and said like, but as I was saying that Becky Lynch came out and was like trying to convince her like whoever you want to face, like if it's me I'll be ready and blah blah blah. And I guess she really want to get the answer out of Ronda Rousey. So um Ronda did like a kind of like an arm toss her over, had her by the arm, and said that you'll know my answer by Friday, which will be this Friday on SmackDown. So for the first time in since ever, Ronda Rousey will be on SmackDown. So yeah, crazy enough. Well, after Ronda left, Lita came in and saying that Becky like she accept all challengers and stuff like that. So Lita suggested that her and Becky Lynch go one on one for the title at Elimination Chamber. First she says no, then Lita, kind of persuade her more. Then suddenly, Becky changed her mind and says, "You got the match." So yeah, so we have two matches for Elimination Chamber so far. No, though it is gonna be like what's 2 weeks from Saturday, 2 weeks from this Saturday. So yeah, insane, right? um, so that was the end of Raw, but we're gonna try to look into some news right quick. Then we're gonna talk about let's see. Oh, Brock, yeah, you'll make an Elimination Chamber debut too on this one. So yeah, interesting. So I think they gotta have a women's one, and that's probably gonna be from the SmackDown brand who they're gonna having this. So let's see. Let's see. Like sometime we know about that. We can explain about the Riddle plans. Ric Flair and his wife be back for WrestleMania season, so they're gonna return to TV. But what are they gonna do with him? We don't know yet. So it'll probably be interesting to see like what they're gonna do. But he, but apparently it's probably got to be something to do with Raw SmackDown. Like, is he gonna wrestle one more time, or what's the case may be? I don't know. To help Drew with like since his issue with like Corbin, I thought that Shane McMahon was gonna be in the chamber match by throwing him in there. Since like, I'll just read it for you. Shane McMahon is reported working as a heel for his WrestleMania 38 run. As noted, McMahon is booked to work Elimination Chamber event and WrestleMania 38 after making a surprise return at the Men's Royal Rumble. So, and also there's reports that McMahon will be appearing. There's still no word who's going to be wrestling at Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, or might compete in the WWE Chamber match, which we know that's not going to happen. So we do not know. I guess the last time, let's say he wrestled was last year when we had his match with Braun Strowman at WrestleMania 37, and before that, since losing he had his career versus career ladder match against Kevin Owens, which was the premiere on Fox. I will say AJ Styles, but he already faces like Rey Mysterio, or we don't know. So it'll be interesting to see like who is in Chamber in WrestleMania. And plus, they probably can have WrestleMania, a little bit longer because of where they're at. Although they're gonna have it on a Saturday, but I think it's gonna be like they did with other shows when they have that Saturday. Like it's gonna be like in the evening where they're gonna be there for their match, but it's gonna be like the afternoon on when we're here in the States. So yeah, interesting. Since to also Angel Garza as him and his newly wife are going to be expecting their first child together, with their first child overall. Put it that way. Mention this, but Jeff Hardy with the incident that they had with like WWE, like when they like suddenly out of nowhere let him go because what he did, and they asked him to rehab and stuff like that. He said no, and we renewed the story about like him that everything is fine. WWE is just doing something, but WWE is actually tried to get him back and told him that they will put him into this year's Hall of Fame. And not to be, like a little bit excited, but but if I was him, I would have said yes. But all he wanted back was his drug test. But either way, I can't blame him if he decides go back or not. I can't blame him. But it's drug test that they said they did like was it took like 10 days to come back, and it was negative. I guess Matt Hardy did like a I don't know if it was a YouTube video or what, but he was just saying that yeah Jeff Hardy's clean. But then again, them two got other players in tag team scenes in the Indies for a while. So yeah, pretty good. And possibly he could be doing the um somewhere like in Michigan with UPW, which is a place in Iron Mountain, Michigan. So it seems like they kind of teased the idea that him was going to be on the show, but we'll see how that goes. Was game at like they had the lead in like in the first quarter, and it just seems like that after that they can't hit a shot. So yeah, it's like they really need stopping people that's in the going in the paint. They really need a Miami lost. Yes. Mickey Balls. Oh crap, Toronto won too. Ooh, but Let's see. Let's go to yesterday's game. God, they just had to lose. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, this was one of the worst games that they had this year. Really, that bad of a game. Um, it was 136 to 100. Denver beating the Bucks. Aaron Gordon with 24 points, one block, one steal, seven rebounds, 4 8 from three, 10 to 17 from the field. Um, Nikola, a joke for him. Will Barton with 15 points, one block, five assists, and three rebounds. Two of three from three. Joke, Joke is 2 of 4 from three, and 7 to 9 from the field. Will Barton had 6 of 7 from the field. Monte Morris with 18 points, seven assists, 4 or 5 from three, and 7 to 8 from the field. So it's like they couldn't miss. And I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, but I really need to go to the bathroom and before I would pee myself. Well, I did anyway. But anyways, now with the the bench was really kicking for the Nuggets. Austin Rivers with 8 points, one steal, two assists, two rebounds, 2 of 6 from three, 3 of 8 from the field. Bones Highland had 13 points, one steal, six assists, five rebounds, 3 of 5 from three, 4 of 9 from the field. Ben Force, which recently got traded to Denver from San Antonio, yeah, 14 points, one assist, 2 of 3 from three, but 6 of 10 from the field. So why he couldn't play this great with the Bucks, but although he did have some moments, but still. Jermichael Green had 9 points, one assist, five rebounds, 1 of 2 from three, 4 of 6 from the field. And Marcus Howard, the former Marquette, only played like about almost a little bit over 3 minutes, ended up having 9 points. I think that's one assist. Oh, one steal. I'm sorry, 9 points and one steal. 3 of 3 from three, and 3 of 4 from the field. Wow. But they got something special with him, so hopefully they will use him in their future more too. Chris Middleton did horrible. Um, he only scored like 9 points, but had 2 steals, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 of 3 from 3, 4 or 8 from the field, but he just didn't score enough. That's why I say he really had a horrible game because he didn't score enough. Um, Giannis Antetokounmpo with 29 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 2 assists, 9 rebounds, 10 of 15 from the free throw line, 1 of 5 from three, and 9 of 19 from the field. Bobby Portis with 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 of 3 from three, and 5 of 11 from the field. Grayson Allen had a horrible field goal going in, but could have scored more. But he had 11 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 of 5 from three, 4 of 10 from the field. Drew Holiday with 14 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 8 assists. So he was close to a triple double. I mean, to a double double. So like Giannis was close to a double double. Um, 5 rebounds, 1 of 4 from three, 6 of 9 from the field overall. Um, yeah, the bench just really didn't, do much. But like, yeah, some of them with like 0 points, and you have like the two-way player Lindell Wigginton with 7 and Dante DiVincenzo with 7. So yeah, it was just a horrible game. And George Hill was out, so that kind of explains it. And DeMarcus Cousins and Jamal Murray from Denver and Michael Porter Jr. We know he's out, so that kind of explains everything. Like, thought he would have played, but I guess he was out. But anyways, so once again, the final is 136-100. Denver over Milwaukee. The next game will be the game I'm going to tomorrow. I ended up getting my tickets like the last minute yesterday. What she said. But I know you made me go, but yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a busy day for me. But anyways, should be interesting. And no, good game. They're going against the Washington Wizards. Um, I think they faced them early this season. In okay, Bulls is first. Oh, oh yeah. Since that loss to Miami, Chicago got first. Okay. Miami is second. Philadelphia, shockingly, is now in third. Cleveland's in fourth. Milwaukee is in fifth. Brooklyn's in sixth. Then we got the play-ins. The seventh, Charlotte. Eighth is Toronto. Ninth is Boston. Was us? Oh, okay. About the losses and stuff. Never mind. Like Toronto, um, in tenth. And Washington Wizards, wow, they really kind of dropped a little bit because they was like, because earlier in the season they was first in the league in the East. Then Sunday, they dropped from they was like around the seven, hanging around the 7 and 8 seed, and now they're down to the 12th seed. So will they be making some moves before the trade deadline? Who knows? Phoenix in first. Golden State is second. Memphis in third. Utah's in fourth. Denver's in fifth now. Dallas in sixth. Minnesota is in seventh. Clippers are in eighth, and the Lakers are in ninth. Portland is in 10th. So it's still like a close between like from 8th to 15th, for the play-in or reach for the like 8th spot, whatever. Oh yeah, interesting. So I ain't gonna do a video right away about the Bucks and Wizards game because by the time I get back, I don't know. It just all depends. Because I know it's an early game and it's a 6:30 game. So yeah, just gotta find somewhere to park and all that good stuff. So the video will be done Wednesday. So just watch out for that. That's pretty much it that we're talking about. I said thank you guys for watching and all that good stuff. We'll be back on our regular time for Aftermath Sunday. We will be back for that. I just couldn't do it yesterday just because like I came back from St. Louis and of course it's like a long little bit over a 5 hour drive and it was just like tired. Um, and I did put a video up earlier today. Just well, it probably was like during Raw about like the situation with the they doing with the WWE Championship and stuff. Like I should have put it up there earlier, but I didn't get a chance to, so it was probably put up now like during Raw. So watch out for that. And that's it. So thank you guys for Twitch. Until the next video, y'all have a good one. If I can cut it off. Okay, so that means yeah, some people were watching, but they just didn't show it. But anyway, for you guys on YouTube, like this video, give it a like. Look at our past videos too if you like Milwaukee Bucks content and also the pro wrestling content. You'll like this channel. Mindy, calm down. But anyways, don't forget about the trying to get subscribers like up to 200 subscribers. Hopefully before the middle of next month. We're at 162. Hopefully we can get to 200 by then. So when we get there, I will make an announcement on the winner of the Brewers T-shirt and Brewers mask. Um, but anyways, well, I just lost my train of thought. Check out our past videos too. But or if you want to enter in the giveaway, all you gotta do is subscribe and comment on this video and other future videos until we get to 200 subscribers. But thank you guys for watching. There'll be some more videos posted up this week. Like I said, Women Wrestling Wednesday will be showing like 2 videos in the same day. Like I said, I'm doing the Bucks review, the Bucks and Wizards. So talk about that. Um, I think that's like there's probably some more stuff to put up just whenever like it comes up. So just watch out for that. But until the next video, y'all have a good night and get to watch me this week. And for those who just watched WFSO Aftermath, we will see y'all Sunday.